Fury.
Yeah.
I thought Tyson was a name that he gave himself, but
Definitely
then
not.
could you tell us the story behind it?
Oh, God.
I've watched this man since he first turned pro in early 1985. Is that right, Mike? I've watched everything he's done. I didn't have any money. I had no electricity, no running water. All I had was a petrol generator. You had to pull a string out to make it work.
Yeah.
And I used to get up at 3:10 in the morning, start my generator, ready for this guy to rock and roll.
Wow.
And I spent my whole life admiring him, and I felt sorry for him at the same time. Because, for a guy, when Cuss died, he was like a father to you. Well,
He was my father.
he was his father. And many a time when I've seen the documentaries with your pigeons and that, with you and Cuss, I got heavy-hearted. I got a lump in my throat, and I thought, you know what? If he could come here and meet us, we could be his brothers.
Yeah.
My father could have been his father, and looked after him for the man he is, not for what people can get out of him.
Right.
And he knows that now, but we all know
Time, man. Stop.
Don, you were saying.
Yeah, and like I said to the wife, I said, the next son I have, I'm calling him after this great champion, Tyson. And he was the most unlikely child ever to be called after this king of the ring. So the doctor said when he was a pound in weight and he was premature, he said he might not make it through the night. I said, let me see him before he dies. Because I'd 16 other children, but we had a lot of bad luck, miscarriages, stillborns. I was no stranger to that. So when they told me he was struggling, I was no stranger, but I said, let me see him before anything happens. And when I seen him, I went straight to the ICU thing, and his eyes lit up, and he put his fist up like that. I touched his little body, and my full hand covered his body. And I got the warmest feeling a man could ever have. The warmness, the sensation. And I looked back and I looked at these doctors. I said, hear these words. He's not only going to live, he's going to be nearly 7 feet tall, 20 stone, the next heavyweight champion of the world, and his name's Tyson.
Wow.
Great man. It was in August 1988, when this man was in full swing.
Wow.
Nobody beat him in the 80s. Nobody would have beat him, only he had bad guidance, bad people around him, nobody looking after him. Everybody wanted a piece of this young man, and he had no one to turn to.
Yeah.
Who had his back properly. Am I right in saying this, Mike?
Yeah, that's true.
So it is what it is. I've studied this guy probably as much as a great Customato's probably studied him, you know what I'm saying? But listen, it's an honour for me to call my son after this man.
Thank you.
And he even said, Mike, that's not his real name. His name's Luke. I said, forget Luke. Forget Luke.
Tyson.
Luke's his middle name. Tyson's his name. Tyson Fury.
Wow.
And look where we are today.
Oh,
this great man is still here. He's with us.
Yeah.
And he can only,
How crazy is this?
I just buzz off this guy. I mean, you can see I'm lit up. I'm buzzing off this guy. You know, I even mentioned boxing in myself. It'd be a pleasure to get beat up by this great champion.
I'm really honored.